up, y'all? bdougie here, and I want to talk about continuous AI. I have a talk coming up next week, all things open, and I figured I'd give a little sneak peek of what I'm talking about. So let me just show you through some slides. All right, perfect. These are some slides I actually gave at a talk earlier this week, and talking about continuous AI and specifically MCP. So I won't get into that, but I'll talk about continuous AI. At Continue, we're helping folks build custom agents using models, rules, and tools, which I won't get into, but I'll get into this, which is a continuous AI workflow. And a workflow is like a left to right beeline into having a trigger, which is an input and an outcome at the end. Now, the concept of agents is quite different, where you have a continuous loop and you exit. But I actually just want to show you this in an idea that I had. So would love feedback, comment below or wherever this will be. So I've got this problem where I've been working on this little project that's called contributor.info. And it's basically a dashboard for me to manage my interaction with the Continue repo. I've been vibe coding quite a bit of this, but also I've been doing like context engineering and really building out features as I've been planning and scoping them. But what I'm getting at is I made a bit of like a visual design mistake where I've got a drop down that you can switch between different workspaces. So this is an example one for Cell AI and this one for my open source repos. But the thing I actually realized is I put this in two different places, and I didn't do it, the agent did. So I'm like, oh man, the amount of work, because I'm working on something else right now, which is this my work section here. What's crazy about this is I don't want to jump out of this work to fix something unrelated. So normally I just open an issue and it would like never get fixed. But the thing that I want to show you is actually workflows. So last week we shipped this thing called workflows. So we can kick off asynchronous workflows using AI agents within the Continue hub. See, the idea with Continue, we do have the idea of having all these different agents you can customize based on models, rules, tools, and prompts. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this Continue repo. I'm going to go to my personal org, and then I already have my one repo connected. So the project we're just looking at, contributor.info, I want to explain real quick that I want to remove the dropdown from this lower subnav and keep these two dropdowns, but I want to make this the only nav where you can switch between workspaces. And the workspaces are basically a concept for me to have different types of work and different repos. In natural language, I'm just going to go to the hub and basically say, hey, in the subnav on the workspace, I have a workspace switcher. And I always struggle to remember what the components are called because I'm in a position where I just don't actually look at the code that often. Yeah, that's on me. So I have a workspace switcher, and there is also one in the main site nav. I only need one. So remove the subnav on the workspace dashboards. I am amazed on how well I spelled everything. Oh, and I say that I messed up. Workspace. I'm going to leave it at that and see how well it does. So going to go ahead and enter. And the first thing it does actually creates a new no agent status. It will eventually go into working once this gets all set up, but let me click in through and show you exactly what's happening here. This is essentially an async workflow. Normally, I actually kick these off not from my hub. I actually click these off from Slack or from Linear. But for here, I'll just show you the stream of consciousness that the agent is going to be running through. And while that's running, I'm going to pop over to this other one I kicked off, specifically Continue kicked off this one where I wanted to change the scope from when everyone logs into the contributor info, I wasn't specifically asking just for public repos, so I wanted to fix that. So just on a quick natural language session, I was able to just chat and say, told by user authentication scope is asking for private repos. Can you confirm and update the auth scope for Supabase to only use public repos? I missed some words, but it knew what I was talking about. It looks like it's been updated to repo, and the thing you have to do is you got to actually call out public repo within the scopes, and we'll check out the code. And looks like that is exactly what it's done. It looks like Qubit got me some PR reviews, but I'll check that out later. The one I did want to actually look at, which is the one we just opened. So again, looks like we went through the entire stream, and I guess 2 minutes ago we got a PR to get opened. We're still in a work in progress on there, but I wanted to show you the duplicate repo switcher and see what's happening. Cool. So right off the bat, I can tell you that they did a great job. The agent did a great job in deleting from the workspace page this. Sorry, I'm laughing because there's 3,500 lines of code in this one file. That's the challenge of vibe coding. Is you don't actually clean up code very well. I just don't actually look at the code that often. So I got a lot of refactoring to do. But what I want to call out is it did delete the switcher. So I've opened up Netlify for the preview. So I'll open up this right here. I'll log in. and I will go to a workspace. And in that workspace, we should have one drop down and boom. So what's cool about this is I never had to jump down, clone the repo, check it out. I knew exactly what needed to be done. It's just like a small little UI change and bug. And yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to fixing small problems ever again. And I think what I'm finding is like using asynchronous workflows, letting agents go take a job, assign an issue to the agent. There's a lot of different products that do this. And what I'm trying to find the best scope for agents to succeed in one shot. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are if you're using agents to assign work and work in the background, because I've been doing this on my bus ride to San Francisco, 30 minutes home. It's been a breeze of just assigning tickets and scoping out issues and just like moving along with my life. Let me know if you've leveraged continuous AI workflows or if you're interested in checking them out. I'm happy to give like more demos. As far as anything AI, let me know. I'll leave it at that.